Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to the ECN Leadership Channel. Thank you for joining us once again for another um, program and another topic you're going to be looking at today. And thank you once more again for all the views, the comments, the interactions that we've been having before now. This really helps us, as I always say, to continue to refine what we do to ensure that we always add impact and value at the end of the day. Yeah, so today we're going to be looking at something that I believe it is a very strong topic in the current workspaces that we have today. Yeah, you know that right now we have those that we call the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas. These guys are the ones that are dominating the workplace right now in virtually every workplace you see, from middle management even to the lower cadres right now are filled by these guys. And in the next couple of years, you would have them actually filling up the rest of management. So the question is, these guys have been born in a different timeline, and because of that, there are some unique characteristics that are actually very unique to them. And so what it means is that some particular set of strategies or traits every leader must possess to be able to manage or lead these guys called Gen Zs or Gen Alphas. Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about that. How do we lead the Gen Zs and Gen Alphas to be able to unlock the unlimited potentials that they have? Because indeed, these guys are very smart, these guys are very analytic, and they are actually very, very innovative. And so this is what every workplace actually does need. However, they need to be managed because they have some very rough edges or gray areas that one need to look at as a leader to ensure that you help them refine it and bring out the best that is in them. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. And we'll look at some of the strategies on how to be able to manage these guys. Who are the Gen Zs and who are the Gen Alphas? The Gen Zs typically are those that were born from between 1997 to about 2012. These guys were born into the internet of age. These guys were born into, in fact, they brought out the concept called entrepreneurship, and these guys value mental health over anything else. While the Gen Alphas are those that are born from 2013 till date. So if you can see from that arithmetic we just did right now, the workplace is actually chiefly populated right now as we speak by the Gen Zs. The Gen Alphas are already coming in, and in the next 10 to 20 years, the Gen Alphas will also be catching up in populating the workplace. So we need to be able to have the requisite skills and traits as leaders to be able to manage these guys, as I said. Yeah, the Gen Alphas were born now into AI, digitization, technology at its peak, and you see what many of our fathers or maybe people of my own generation used to work with is not what they have right now, and that's why managing them is actually different. Yeah, so let's look at some of the strategies. Number one, these guys value purpose over anything. It is purpose over pay. It's not about the money. It is meaning over money. Yeah, that's what they look at. Because for every task that they do, for everything they do, they want to understand why. Why are we doing what we are doing? So if you have a team that you're trying to shape in coming up with a mission statement or a vision statement, the question is, why are we doing what we're doing? They want to understand that. If you have the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas understanding why you do what you want to do, then you've unlocked some of the potentials that you have in them, because they want to understand the meaning behind what they're doing, because the meaning is what drives them, the meaning is what motivates them and causes them to be able to achieve that task that you want them to do. Yeah. Then something else also that also fascinates them is they like flexibility and autonomy. Yeah, flexibility and autonomy, because they have seen their fathers work from 9 to 5, no life, just grinding from morning till night, and then many of them broke down maybe midway or towards their old ages. Many of them did not have any other thing to fall back on, and they saw their parents go through that tragedy, and they do not want to be in that same shoe. So to themselves, that's why they're entrepreneurial. Yeah, so they like a lot of flexibility. Even in their workplaces, they do not understand why they need to come to a workplace and sit behind a desk from 9 to 5 just for you to see them. Meanwhile, they can actually sit at home and accomplish those same tasks that you want them to achieve. So it becomes a struggle. So you as a leader must now know you need to be able to come up with flexible work lines or flexible strategies to be able to ensure you accommodate this aspect of them. Because if you really want to accommodate or unleash the potential they have in them, the innovation they have in them, because they do have it, that is the truth, then you need to be able to be flexible. Autonomy, because they do not like to be micromanaged. Because they are innovative, they want to be able to be assigned the task and then they run with it. So you as a leader, what do you do? Remember, we spoke about delegation last week. And so right now, it is now time for you to really take them through the A, B, and C's of whatever you want them to do. If you have to give them a checklist, if you need to be able to cause them to do role plays or whatever task that you want them to do, but you need to now be able to assign those tasks to them. They want to be autonomous. Yeah, that is one thing they also learn. Another thing that they like to have around is they like an atmosphere or an environment of continuous learning. They easily get bored, and so you cannot have a Gen Z or Gen Alpha in a particular role for donkey years, 10, 15 years. Our parents had that. Some people will be in a particular role for 15, 20 years. No, not with them. They will jump the ship and they look for somewhere else. So if you want to have them, you have a very smart guy in your team, and it's a Gen Z or Gen Alpha, you want to have him continually being around, then create an environment of continuous learning for growth and development, because he wants to see himself rise. He doesn't want to see himself stuck in a particular place. Yeah. And also the reason for growth and development for them also is it is very, very it affects them mentally when there comes up a role in a particular department or agency within the establishment, and then you have to go look for talents outside to come fill up that space. So they believe in you taking them through that growth and developmental stage. Remember what we said about the 70-20-10 rule. So begin to assign them 70% of the time the task for them to learn at the task, 20% of the time for them to shadow you as a leader or shadow other leaders that motivates or inspires them, and then 10% on trainings, on handouts, or anything, your read-ups that you want them to read or books that you want them to read to be able to increase or fan out the capacities that you have in them. And then these guys are also a knack for feedback and recognition. Number 4, feedback and recognition. They like feedback. Remember we said they always ask the why. Why are we doing what we are doing? So if you want them not to do that, you need to tell them why. So they need that feedback, because it helps them to be able to, whatever they cannot process mentally, whatever they cannot understand, they fight. Yeah. So feedback is very, very crucial for them. Feedback and recognition. Recognition is that when they do run off and begin to engage in some of these tasks that you probably assign them to, or maybe on their own they just want to run, you need to be able to, at every point in time, even if he does not get the task right, remember we said last week, recognizing efforts. Recognizing effort is not about the person, it's about the destination, it's about the outcomes. So remove or detach the person from the outcomes, and then you can manage the outcome very well. So they actually also love recognition, even when they don't get it right. When they get it right, wow, you need to be able to recognize them, give them a tap on the back. This helps their ego. And even when they don't get it right, if they are bold enough to step out and be innovative and come up with creative ideas, then you also need to be able to also reward that. Yeah. Number 5, they love coaches, not bosses. They love to be coached. Yes. They like feedback, not fear. Yeah. So and this is where the motivational kind of leadership skills really comes in. Not a boss. If you have Gen Zs and Gen Alphas in your team and you have been struggling, the reason why you are struggling with them is that you are a boss, not a leader. You need to begin to coach them. And what does a coach do? A coach tells you how to do it. A coach does it with you. In fact, he first of all shows you the way to do it. Yeah, he teaches you how to do it, and then he lets you also go out to do it, because he wants to be able to see you replicate that set of systems or structures over and over and over again. Yeah, so they blend very well with coaches, but not bosses. Yeah, that's number 5. What you also need to. Then number 6 is collaboration. They love collaboration and clear, effective communication. Collaboration. Yeah, they do not understand why you as a boss want to do everything yourself. No, so they believe in working as a team. They believe in teamwork. They believe in working as a team. Yeah, and so collaboration and communication is very, very key with them. And that's why also the number 7th reason I want to mention also is very, very important. They are very, very key also on diversity and inclusion. Yeah, they want fair representation, and so in that light, they always want to be able to ensure that that team awareness, that team spirit amongst them is always at work. That one lone ranger running off and doing everything himself as a leader and then leaving all your team members to now run after you or thereabout doesn't work with them. And so these are very, very vital things that you need to take into consideration as you as a leader if you want to lead this generation of Gen Zs and Gen Alphas. As I said earlier on, these guys are very innovative, these guys are digital, these guys are analytic, these guys are entrepreneurial. They are what the world is actually looking for, and that is why you see the number of entrepreneurs that we have around in this time and age has gone to an all-time high, and it will continue to increase because these guys do not understand why they need to do a 9-to-5 job. They don't understand the reason why they need to work within any workspace. So if you have them around working in your workspace or working in your organization, you need to be able to garner these skills to be able to ensure that you know how to manage them effectively and very, very well. Yeah, I've given quite a number of examples. I mean, some of these things are very labeled out right now. One of which was, remember when I told the story of how we came about a short-dated product and we needed to sell off those products, and it was a clear deviation from our normal prescription medicine only medicines now to an over-the-counter medicines like your paracetamol or something, but it's not paracetamol though, that we needed to sell off. And we came up with the why. I tabled the why before them, and we told them why we needed to do what we're doing. We needed to survive as a business. If we needed to remain in business, if they needed to continue to take care of their families, get a paycheck, get the kind of life that they wanted to have and they are currently having, then we had to do this. So it was laid out the why, and when the why was fully understood by them, everybody began to run with ideas began to spring up, and at the end of the day we achieved a whole lot. The company was very, very happy with us because we were able to reduce the losses that were meant to make over time by a very, very incredible amount. Yeah. Then for you, I would like to hear also what are your experiences, what have been your interactions with these guys, Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas, because as I said, they are the generation now, and then the Gen Alphas will be all already taken off, because the average Gen Alpha person right now probably be will be 12-year-old. So we have already 16-year-olds in the workplace. Yeah. So you see that the Gen Alphas are very close, and in the next 10 to 20 years, 30 years, they will be taking up almost most positions in a lot of workplaces. So how do you as a business owner begin to learn the skills to be able to manage them? So let me know in the comment section what you think, what your experiences have been. If you're struggling with any of your Gen Zs or Gen Alphas, give us a chat, send us a message, and we can always come in to help you to see how we can fine-tune that and ensure that you unleash the potential, the unlimited potential that residents in your Gen Zs and your Gen Alphas. Remember, a flexible leadership strategy coupled with effective communication and collaboration would help you unleash the unlimited potential in your Gen Zs and your Gen Alphas. So I hope this has been of benefit to you. Thank you very much again for joining, and we will see you on the greater side of next week. Thank you. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye.